Welcome to free business training for independent drivers. My name is Jeff. I built $1 million per year private driving business in Fort Worth, Texas. I've helped several new drivers achieve $100,000 per year in their first year. And today I'm going to share what it really takes to accomplish those results in your business too. I made this 3-part series for independent drivers, but these same principles that apply to chauffeurs and independent operators also apply to any solo service business, including electricians, plumbers, and other trades, cleaning services, dog walkers, dog groomers, and so on. So whether you're an independent driver or something else, this will be valuable to your career. Ready? Here we go. If you're an independent driver, a driver who's not content to drive for rideshare platforms, a driver who wants people to call you directly and pay you directly for your services, then one of the biggest keys to your success is to realize your customers require 2 different services every time they hire you. One of them is driving, which covers everything that happens in the vehicle, and the other service is oversight. The reason Uber keeps part of the fare is because there are 2 services. You fill the driving service, and they fill the oversight service. Both are important to customers. The reason limo companies can charge $100 an hour and pay the driver 20% of that is because the driver fills the driving service, and the office team fills the oversight service, which for those clients is probably the more valuable of the 2 services. When you branch out and start driving independently, no one is doing the oversight services for you anymore, but your customer still needs it. If it's not getting done at all, your customer has to be the one to oversee their own service, and you're going to struggle with long-term client retention, you'll never get the prices you want, and you'll never win the types of accounts that pay well. But that can all change as soon as you know how to provide solid oversight services yourself to go alongside your amazing driving services. What I've learned over a decade of driving independently and professionally is that customers have a wide range of needs. Sometimes they need something casual and simple like a trip out to dinner with friends. In those situations, there's not a lot riding on them to be on time. 5 minutes one way or the other really doesn't matter. How clean your car is really doesn't matter. And if you don't show up at all, they just grab an Uber. So it's really easy and low stakes for a customer to give you a chance for one of those trips. On the other hand, if that same customer wakes up the next day and needs to be met on a tarmac at a private airport, he needs to know someone's going to be there. That same customer sending off the bride and groom after their wedding needs to know that someone is going to be there. That same customer booking travel for their employer, their boss, the CFO, needs to know that someone will be there so that he doesn't no-show a $1 million opportunity. It's not about the drive nearly as much as it is about the assurance and communication leading up to the drive. Again, a customer leaving a bar at 2 a.m. values the quality of the driver over the quality of the oversight. That same person arranging a pickup to go to an important business meeting values oversight more than the quality of the driver. If all you are is a good driver, even the best in the world, your business is going to be built on low-stakes trips that don't require a lot of oversight. And I hate to break it to you, but those are the lowest-paying jobs available. A friend of mine drove one of the local billionaires over in West Fort Worth almost daily. But when that same billionaire needed 5 SUVs lined up outside of his private jet, did he call my friend? No. He called a corporate chauffeur service. Same SUVs, same attire, same insurance. But he didn't trust my friend with a high-stakes job because his oversight skills weren't at that level yet. The reason you can't charge the prices other companies charge, even though you're probably one of the best drivers in the world, is because you're not one of the best overseers in the world. So all your current business is coming from trips that need a good driver, but not good oversight. And that market just doesn't pay that well. Whether you want to build a larger clientele, raise your prices, tap into business travel, win corporate accounts, or just get more effective at persuading rideshare passengers to hire you directly, you have to not just be an amazing driver. You have to convey amazing oversight skills and tell customers beforehand that you know that that's important to them and that you're going to do your best to fill that service too. Well, I've probably sold you on the importance of oversight, so let me spend a little time defining what that role entails. Oversight is everything that happens with a customer other than driving. That includes sales, account setup, reservations, dispatch, billing, and customer support. I like to think of it in 5 steps. Step 1, explaining how to use your services and what you are and aren't capable of doing for them. Step 2, setting up an account. Step 3, explaining your processes to them in detail and exactly what to expect between now and the time you pick them up. Step 4, following through on that with doing exactly what you said in Step 3. And Step 5, sending follow-up communications and collecting payment to close the service. Let me go through those briefly to give you the basic idea, starting with explaining how to use your services. When I was an independent driver, I would usually say to a new customer, I have one SUV, but I have relationships with other drivers. So if you need 2 or more SUVs at the same time, that's not an issue. If I'm booked, I'll make sure someone comparable to me takes care of you while I function as a second set of eyes to ensure timeliness. I also have connections to sprinters, limos, and party buses. Those aren't my vehicles, and I won't be your driver, but I can save you the Google search, and I can save you from having to give your credit card to a different company every time. Once you're my customer and I have an account set up for you, just text me. As an owner-operator, my phone is always with me and my SUV stays in my driveway, and I'm quick to respond, so even an hour's notice is often enough. And that's it. Now they know what I can do, and they know how to use me. They're educated. Step 2 is to set up an account. When they eventually do call me for the first time, I need to get their name, phone number, email address, and a credit card. If they live locally, I might also try to get a home address and possibly their office address as well. Even for informal trips where I collect through Venmo, they need to know that setting up an account with me is an option and that that option has perks to it. With an account, I'll be able to bill them remotely, which means I can oversee more of their reservations, even with vehicles I don't personally own from my network. With an account, I'll be able to provide expensible business receipts that they can use to get business travel reimbursed by their company. Without an account, I can do some of that if I'm the driver, but I can't guarantee it if I'm not the driver one day. So there are advantages. Part of providing oversight to the customer is knowing the advantages and being able to articulate them persuasively. Step 3 is to explain the process of what happens between now, the time of the request, and the time you show up to pick them up. If they're booking you a few hours in advance, that's not a big gap of time, but it's still enough time for them to worry that you're going to no-show. So what can you tell them that is going to happen between now and then to provide assurance of your commitment to this trip? For me, I did 3 things. It was a confirmation text or email, a text that I was on the way, and a text that I was there. So I would tell them, after we get off the phone, I'm going to send you a confirmation so you can look over the trip details and make sure I've heard you correctly and wrote it down correctly. If you see a mistake, let me know right away before I show up to the wrong place in the wrong time, leaving you without a ride. About 45 minutes before, I'll text you that I'm on the way, and I'll do the same when I arrive. If any of those things don't happen, feel free to reach out to me at any time to get confirmation again. Step 4, follow through. As soon as I hang up, I send the confirmation. When I start driving their way, I text them that I'm on the way. And when I arrive, I text that I've arrived. So their experience actually matches what I told them to expect. This is how you earn credibility. And do you see how this has nothing to do with being a good driver? But it's not over yet. They get in my car, I do my thing, drop them off. Now we're on to the last part of the oversight service. Step 5, closing the reservation. After I drop them off, I have to make sure that we're settled up financially, but more important than that, if they're traveling for business, I need to make sure their receipt is formatted in a way that makes it easy for them to get travel reimbursement from their company. From there, I need to make sure they have my contact information and that they feel welcome to call and ask questions about their bill. And last, I'm going to be proactive to make sure they know how to get my services again. Instead of trusting them to save my phone number, or assuming that because they called me once, that means they already did store my phone number, I'm going to make sure my phone number is in their phone. I'm going to make sure it's there and that it's easy to find even if they forget my name 6 months from now. It's not that big of a job, and it actually gets more intuitive and natural as you get used to it, and people appreciate it so much, even on low-stakes trips. And this is what makes independent drivers eligible for higher stakes and higher paying jobs. Business travel, corporate accounts, working with people who book on behalf of others and are really putting their trust in you, being asked to coordinate multi-vehicle reservations, and so on. Your best clients who use you 4 times a week would be thrilled to learn that they can also trust you with their business travel, that they can set up one of their VIP clients with you and not worry about it, and that they can refer you to their company's HR department to take care of their higher-ups because you've proven that you get them and that you understand their priorities through your oversight services. Your best customers spend far more money on transportation than just on what they spend with you, and proving you're not just the best driver, but the best overseer is going to open you up to more of the money that your customers already spend on transportation. They don't have to spend more, you just get more of it. And it's easy money. You already have the relationship, they already like you. This will open the floodgate. Now, it doesn't have to be complicated every time. These are the core steps, but if you're getting a text for a pickup in 20 minutes, your steps might look a little different than if you're getting a call for a reservation 6 weeks from now. For a short notice trip, you might skip the account setup and do it at the end. Ask them at the time of drop-off if they want to set up a credit card on file so they don't have to pull out their wallet in the future on every service and they can text anytime. The thing is, the customers who are going to become your regulars are going to become your regulars because they travel a lot. Not everyone travels a lot, but these people do. They travel all around. They see this business done by lots of people in lots of situations. And as soon as you start demonstrating the core building blocks of client and reservation oversight, even simplified versions for low stakes and spontaneous trips, it's going to get their attention. They're going to start testing you with bigger jobs, and if you continue to deliver, it's going to make your career. That's why I designed Simple Tech the way I did. Every feature supports and enhances the independent driver's ability to follow this playbook as an overseer, and the workflow is designed to speed up and simplify the communications plan. And now I'd like to turn my screen share on and show you what I mean. Okay, here's the app. At the bottom left, you have your contacts page, which holds your client contacts where you store your customers, and your driver contacts where you store drivers who help you out when two clients need you at the same time, or they need a vehicle that you don't personally own. Add a new client here. Clients are organized alphabetically and grouped together by client status. Go into a client contact card, and if you want to keep your VIPs grouped together at the top, give them a VIP status. You can also give them a local or non-local status, which is helpful for marketing to people you drove months ago or years ago, so you know how to divide them and pursue the ones who live near you and not the ones who live across the country. You can also mark your corporate contacts who only book rides on behalf of other people. The drivers are organized by state, so you can build a nationwide network of drivers easily, and you can filter by vehicle, airports, cities served, and even more to find the resources you need for your clients quickly. The next tab is your bookings page, which holds your upcoming schedule, and it also holds your entire list of all records for your service through all time. Both of these are searchable by payment status, client name, and many other helpful details. These trips also appear under the client contact who hired you, and under the driver who performed the reservation if it wasn't you. And if you click on an entry, it expands to show you all the details of the trip, including access to contact, navigate to their pickup and drop-off locations, trip details, a way to send the trip details via text or email, a way to track payment status for clients who don't pay up front, and a way to record that a different driver other than yourself did this trip, what you owe them, and whether or not they have been paid. I'll skip this third tab for a moment. The fourth tab is your rates page, which holds your vehicles and details on the types of trips that can be booked. Add a vehicle with hourly pricing and seating capacity. Trip types is not a page you can edit, but you can read about how trip types are used in bookings. The last tab is your account page, which holds support and driver training materials like this video here, and your profile settings where you can add your airport addresses and 4 most common pickup and drop-off locations other than airports, and a confirmation email template. Now let's go to the third tab for Add Bookings. Add Bookings has 2 forms. Reservations are bookings for the future, and those show up on your upcoming trips page, and quick entries are for trips that are happening right now spontaneously or have already happened. It's also a good place to enter transactions that are not related to trips. If you charged a client but forgot to add a parking reimbursement for a parking pass, you can add that as an individual record or a quick entry so that you don't forget to collect for it. Let's take a look at the reservations first. On the reservations form, you select a customer. You choose the time and date, either type in the address or use a shortcut button to autofill the pickup or drop-off locations. These 2 shortcuts autofill the customer's home or office, and they change based on which customer you've selected. The other 6 pull from the airports and hotspots you entered in your settings. Select a vehicle, choose between hourly or transfer, fill in the time or the price, and you have 2 buttons at the bottom. Submit is going to put this trip into your schedule, and Send is going to copy the reservation into a text message for your client confirmation. Because of how this app is structured, oversight becomes incredibly easy, and the communication plan is very simple. It's not fully automated. You still have to make it happen, but that's a good thing. You don't want a system working without your knowledge while you're doing independent oversight for your clients. Now let's look at the Quick Entry tab. Let's say your customer texts you, "Come and get me right now, I'm in the stockyards." The Quick Entry tab is just a simplified booking form. When you make a reservation, you need all the details so that you don't forget what to do between now and the time of the reservation, which may be days or weeks in the future. But when a trip is happening right now, how could you forget? You don't need details, you just need a simple reminder to your future self that this trip happened and whether or not you were paid. So enter the customer, tap Today to fill in today's date, type a description, mark the payment status, and submit. This is going into your All Records tab, and it's also going to be stored under the customer's contact card. And if you want to send a confirmation to the customer, even one that is simplified, tap Send, and it gives your scope of work, the pickup time as right now, the price, and a short confirmation message. This is what I heard you say. If I misheard anything, please let me know. I'm on my way. Your customers will be truly impressed at how fast that text message comes to them after they text you to come and get them. So even spontaneous trips can have oversight. And customers really appreciate this, especially when they made a mistake, which does happen. A customer says, "Hey, pick me up at the Colonial Country Club," and I send this off and they say, "Oh, did I say Colonial? I meant Rivercrest." And now that quick confirmation saves the trip. I don't lose the trip, my customer doesn't have to wait an extra 10 minutes, and customers love this. The reason you have to do oversight communications, even on spontaneous trips, is because Uber does oversight on spontaneous trips. Even in real time, the Uber app shows what the customer requested and gives them a chance to correct themselves. You're already a much better driver than the average Uber driver. If you become comparable in your oversight, your desirability will fundamentally change. When you're done saving the trip and sending the confirmation, just clear the form and create a new blank template. You can always resend confirmation from the trip details, so there's no harm in clearing this form as soon as you're done. And that's Simple Tech, the same system I used to go from $100,000 a year to $1 million a year in 18 months. And I hope you use it to become wildly successful too. Thank you for listening to this 3-part series of light business training for independent drivers. Everything I've shared so far can transform your business on its own. But if you want to compress the timeline and do it faster and reach higher levels through more hands-on guidance, I can personally guide your success. I have 3 basic services: mentorship and business strategy, price optimization, and silent investment. Mentorship involves one-on-one video calls, 60 to 90-minute sessions where I start with your business as it is now and talk you through what to do this next week to move towards your short, medium, and long-term goals in the most direct route possible. Each session offers training on exceptional oversight services and walks you through exactly how to overcome the real-life obstacles that you're facing right now in real time. Use my calendar in the support tab to book a video strategy session anytime. There's no contract, no minimums, just a credit card on file, and book it whenever you need it. Price optimization is for people that are already engaged in mentorship. It focuses on getting your prices to match the value of your services. It includes fine-tuning of your oversight processes, followed by fine-tuning your prices so that you hit the sweet spot compared to what other services in your area are doing, and you make more for doing the same work while also having more work. Lastly, silent investment. Silent investment is not an investment of money, and I'm not taking a piece of your company. If you're ambitious, driven, dream of owning a 7-figure business, and looking for a full-time background figure to support you, mentor you, watch your back, and feed you the answers to accelerate your growth and success, I'm looking to be that figure for 1 to 2 services or teams in each market, providing software, mentorship, price optimization, my industry contacts, trade secrets, accountability, and even behind-the-scenes work to build infrastructure for your business and leverage your book of clients into online reviews and referrals that will drive you to the 7-figure mark within just a few years. Getting someone to invest in you as a solo operator while letting you keep 100% of what you've built already is an extremely rare opportunity that most early business owners never get. So if you're still rideshare dependent and looking to break away and you don't know the way out, or if you're plateaued somewhere under $20,000 a month and ready to break through that ceiling, go to the support tab in the Simple Tech app, scroll down to the business development section, and schedule a quick intro call for one of those services. We'll map out what's holding you back, what scaling looks like, and what part I might play in shortening your timeline, breaking that barrier, and raising your financial ceiling.